morning, Gcobani. Welcome in the Business News studio. You've been a prison warder, you have been a parole officer, you have been a protest leader, and a political activist, a co-founder of the Economic Freedom Fighters, and now you are the leader of a land party. Tell us about yourself.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Chris. First of all, I would like to thank this opportunity. I really appreciate this interview. Look, I grew up in I'm the last born of 7 siblings, born in a family, big family, raised with church leaders. My parents were church leaders. So, look, I grew up in the ANC Youth League. Was led by Malusi Kikaba as my president. Balula was my secretary. Then it happened that, yes, things happened in the ANC as time goes. Then definitely I saw myself outside of the ANC because of the values. I believe that it lost a lot of values, corruption, greed, populism, and all that stuff. So I decided, let me work for government. I worked for government for correctional services in 2001 and 2005. That was my appointment. I worked until 2019 because I resigned 2 months before general elections. So Land Party is a party that born out of land protest in Zolihle in Hermanus. So the people asked me to lead that political formation because of my background, my contribution to the economic freedom fighters, and they believe that I can be able to build a political home for them.
Now, you became nationally known at the time of the land protests in Hermanus. Yes. But was that the first time you led a protest?
No, look, some people think maybe the protest that I've led in Hermanus was the first, and it was maybe a luck whatsoever. But before that, in 2000, before we formed, I think just the same year we established Economic Freedom Fighters, I was invited in Bredasdorp, where the community wanted to send their grievances to the municipality in town. And there was a lot of police preventing the community to go and approach the municipality to hand over their grievances. And so I was invited there. I led that protest. I came there. I addressed the people first. What I usually work with people is to conscientize the mind of the masses so that they understand what they are going to embark on. Then I take a lead. So when I take a lead, then definitely I've already sacrificed myself, ready for anything that will happen. And guess what? We took over the police station in Bredasdorp. We took over. The police have to run away. We occupied the police station in Bredasdorp. The police have to run away, and I was shot. So that is not the first time. That was the second one, that's it. So in 2018, it was definitely something that was going to happen because we've been saying to the municipality, we've got these grievances, and they will take us for granted and think that we don't have time, we don't have things to do, we're just playing time, we're just enjoying to be on the street. But at the end of the day, they were surprised when we stood up because we said, okay, fine. When the people approached me, had this problem, I sent these women, I said, go to the municipality, and if they give you a problem, then we'll take it from them. They approached the then mayor, and then the mayor told them, if you see the land, go and take it. Then that was the reason. We have to show him that, okay, if he invite us, let's show him that we can do it. So that was the born of 2018.
Talking about taking land,
yes.
The land party.
Yes.
Do you want to invade homes and grab land?
No, we are not like that, It's unfortunately because the name have to come out because that was the bone of contestation, the scalp land and all that stuff. We'll never do that. We are not stupid. We understand what can disrupt the economy. We understand that can, make this country ungovernable. Our intention is not to make this country ungovernable, but ours is to say if we want land, the land must become back. Yes, we believe that there must be people's referendum because we believe it's the only thing that can be an answer to this land question that we have in South Africa. As long that we still dilly-dallying and trying to run away from this fact of the land question, we still gonna have big problems in the future. So we don't want to take land by force to people. We want land of referendum. So South Africans must decide if the land must be returned or not. It must come from the people, not from us as political leaders.
Another big buzzword at the moment is white monopoly capital. How do you feel about that?
Frank speaking, I think I become unpopular, particularly from the left politics, because I've got a different view. I don't subscribe in that nonsense. I believe that it's a certain grouping, that particularly black elite who want to use this thing of eating and manipulating the poor, blaming only the white who are capitalist. I believe capitalist, you find black capitalist. I believe that there is it's a word that is being exploited by the corrupt political elite so that they can put their own narrative and all that stuff using the poor masses of our people. So I don't believe on that. I believe in monopoly capital, that it does exist, because I don't believe that capitalism's got a color. I believe they are black capitalists. I believe they are Indian capitalists. I believe they are white capitalists.
Now, I've looked at your manifesto. Tell me about your BEE, your view on BEE and minimum wage.
Look, there are many ways of fixing this country. If we want to build South Africa to be prosperous, one is to bring people together, not creating enemies. Rather have, there's still people who are fragile, who've got this thing of, because there are certain right-wing groups who are using particularly parties like ours as a Swart Gevaar, Rooi Gevaar, to scare particular white community sector, that these people are going to take this from you, they are going to do this for you. Be careful of these people. These people are dangerous. They want a civil war. So we believe that BEE have failed. We believe that you need a proper leadership in South Africa, that you will make an environment much more conducive for everyone to prosper, so that when young people want to have businesses, whether by white, colored, black, they must get easily supported by government so that they can start those businesses. So if you are going to start to use the issue of blacks and coloreds and like the BEE, then you are starting now to scare and divide the community and the society. Now you're going to have a fragmented society that is divided, and you're going to have a society that can cause a civil war at any given time. So we don't believe in BEE. We believe that in prosperity, that we can prosper, you can uplift people, give people opportunity to work for themselves so that they can prosper, support them financially. If they are farmers, subsidize them. That is how we believe. We believe the issue of minimum wage, it's a wrong concept. It's a wrong thing. You want people to depend, on it must be a choice. If I want to work, I must work. It must be my choice. I must not be forced by circumstances because I'm poor, I'm unable to do this. Make the country to have access to everyone, so that those who want to go to business must go to business. Those who want to go to work, they must go to work. That is how we believe. So that is why we don't believe on the issue of minimum wage, because if you're talking about minimum wage, which means you still support the issue of saying labor, that people, there must be upper class and there must be a lower class. So we don't believe on that.
So, during the protests in Hermanus, you engaged extensively with Helen Zille.
Yes.
She's a controversial politician. What do you think of her?
Look, when I grew up, as you grew up, there are people, what built you to be a better person or to be a better leader? You must have people that you must be able to look after. So Helen Zille happened to be one of those kind of leaders, because one of the reasons she's a woman, I believe I love strong women. In fact, I love strong leaders. I love strong leaders because I believe I'm a strong person. So I believe in strong personalities. I like her because she was a very strong leader, but that does not mean that maybe I will be suitable to be part of the party that she was leading, because of my own perceptions and my own views, which I believe that the character, she's got good characteristics, but yes, she might not be 100% good in policies and all that stuff. So yeah, she's a great person. She's a great leader. I admire her. But that's all I can say about it. And one of the myths that I want to debunk, because there is this myth that She funded us, supported the Land Party and all that stuff. That is a myth. She never supported us financially. I don't even know when was the last time I spoke to her. I don't want to lie. We are not communicating. So I've absolutely got no relationship with her. But yes, I admire her as a strong character, that's all.
And Commander-in-Chief, Julius Malema, how are relations between you and him at the moment?
No, look, Comrade Julius was always my brother. I believe that is standing for good things. Yeah, that's it. I believe I never had any personal problem with him. Yes, definitely people had a problem. They saw maybe if we're becoming good people or coming together, a good match, maybe we can cause a havoc in this country. So they saw an opportunity to divide us. So, but myself, from my side, I must be honest, I don't have any personal issues with him. I mean, that is why it was so easy to me to go when there was a call that there must be national shutdown. That is why whenever, if you can call a 30-day shutdown, I will lead that national shutdown for 30 days. And I think I'm ready for it. And I think everyone knows about it.
Have you ever been accused of any crimes other than political, those linked to political activism?
Of course, growing up and trying to be a better leader, some people, they see you as a threat and all that stuff. It happened, through my political career, within the ANC. One of the things that, I've got a problem with the ANC was when I was framed of rape. They used, rape to frame me, to try to destroy me. And very funny, I was still at school doing my matric, and you can understand what was going to do to me. I mean, it was going to destroy me. Remember, I'm coming from a poor family. My mother, I'm raised by a single parent who was a domestic worker working for the Overstone in town. Now, you're having this problem of being accused of rape, and it was on September. And, yes, I was, accused of rape, but it was a political reason. They were trying to block me because they saw that I might be the threat, because really I grew up as a leader. I was leading in my community and I was building a very strong ANC in town. So then, unfortunately, that was used against me. I went to court, everything, and the court found me that there was absolutely nothing, that I never done anything. It was not true, but advised us both families. It found that there were family problems between my family and that family, and I found that those families must never step to each other's yard and all that stuff. So yes, I was.
I've noticed from your Facebook page that you're very outspoken about violence against women.
Yes. Look, I understand in a concept because once upon a time I was once a victim of rape. Also, I was raped. Something that is I know many people is very sensitive. People do not want to talk about that. I was once raped also, by a woman and all that stuff. So now I understand that what it has done in my life at a very young age. I think I was, if I'm not mistaken, 8 years. And I can understand what women go through. If myself as a young boy could not be able to defend myself, how much to a young girl, who's hopeless there and all that stuff. So, particularly children who are coming up from single parents, families and all that stuff. So, yeah, look, the other thing, I think one of the most important factors is the issue that I was raised by a single mother. I think that is why I've got, a very strong, soft spot towards women.
Next year is the general election. What do you think? What are your predictions for it? And what?
No, look. Very interestingly, next year, I was listening to the leader of the opposition, the DA, making. I think they're missing the point. In fact, they are playing in the hands of the ANC, and I can tell you, they just working on a strategy to work with the ANC. For them, it's not about removing the ANC into power. So they don't have a strategy. I was listening to him when we were speaking, and I can tell you they don't have a strategy. They don't have absolutely no strategy to remove the ANC. I believe the Land Party, we've got a very sophisticated and a good strategy, and we already shared that document. We came up with a document last year in our plenum in July, and we share it with some of the left progressive movements, that this is a strategy to dislodge these people and make sure that we don't allow this country to go back to the nationalist, racist party. In fact, even the ANC must come out of power. So just to build a strong left front in our country, a united organization that will bring all South Africans together. So we shared that document with consulting other political formations. We are engaging on that and all that stuff. Because if you're saying you want to remove the ANC, but you still want to see yourself as a head of that campaign, then I'm telling you, you're not going to win it. So first of all, sacrifice yourself and say, no, it's not about me. I can be out of the picture, but this is the idea. I'm not obsessed. I don't want to be in parliament,
Yes.
But the fact is that this ANC must be get rid of power. That is the strategy. That is what must be in the mind of all political leaders, particularly in the opposition, not leaders who are obsessed to be in power and they want to see themselves being part of those negotiations and they want to be part of parliament. No, it must be a matter of principled leaders who are saying, really, this ANC is causing problem in this country, and as long as they remain into power, we are going to see, very, very difficult situation in this country. The poor will rise against the rich, and they will end up having unlit revolution in this country.
Is if ANC is not unseated, is that what you are predicting? Revolution? It's
going to happen. Fortunately, there are people who are ready for that. I'm one of them. I'm one of the few leaders in this country who are ready to lead that kind of revolution. That is why I'm busy with a broader consultation of this country, because if I'm not going to do that, remember, it will never happen if there are no individuals or no leaders who are ready for that. It is going to happen. It's a matter of fact. I wish this is on record. I want to put this in. It will happen. And we need, by all means, to be sober-minded and make sure that we prevent that. Because even the same people who are, empowering the ANC, financing the ANC, trying to silence these parties like ours, in fact, they are creating the monster against themselves. Because when that time comes, I want to tell you one thing. They will lose everything. I've got nothing to lose as Gcobani. Absolutely, I've got nothing. Even if tomorrow they can take me and jail me for 27 years. In fact, I wish I can get rid of Nelson Mandela's record, even if they can keep me 30 years. I don't have a problem with that. But them who've got wealth and all those resources, they've got something to lose, because the poor will go and occupy their houses, take their land, and do everything. And what is going to happen? The same ANC will side with the poor. It will never defend them.
So you are saying you fear that a revolution is on the cards, but you'd love to prevent it.
Look, yes, definitely. I'm not a man of chaos. I want prosperity in this country. I don't believe in chaos, but I understand that the ANC, they do benefit in chaos. As long as we keep the ANC into power, and in fact, there are some business people who believe in this chaos because they support this organization. So definitely, because remember, if it is like that, there will be demagogues, populists, and opportunists will come up and claim to be revolutionaries, and they will use these masses who are desperate, taking what they believe. Because if a person from Zelihle will think, if I'm taking your house in Fort Klep and living there, everything is sorted. He doesn't know that tomorrow there must be a farm, I must plant food, I must eat, I must prepare everything, all those things they are raised. He does not know about that. That this house to be in this good shape, I must maintain it. But you'll have political leaders who are opportunists who will drive them to be in that situation. And those political leaders, they will be the one who will say, let's sit down. Because what they want to do, they will use the same victims of that revolutions. They will say, let's sit down. How can we move forward? So they will use the needs of the poor, that revolution, as a currency to renegotiate Codesa number 2. That is what is going to happen.
Gcobani, thank you very much for sharing your views with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. I'm sure that our listeners and our readers would find this fascinating. Thank you.
Thank you very much.